Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and guten Tag. For the past 13 years, GMI Grand Hall had always been known as Dewan Gemilang Mercu Idaman, which was formed from the abbreviation GMI. In her third decade, GMI pays tribute to someone who had played a significant role in the establishment of German-Malaysian Institute back in 1989. His vision of upskilling Malaysians for employment was put in writing and submitted to the Prime Minister's office for endorsement. And the rest is history. Today, Dewan Gemilang Mercu Idaman has been rebranded as Feisol Hassan-Halle, taking after Datuk Muhammad Feisol bin Haji Hassan, who is also an honorary member of Malaysian-German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or MGCC. We bring to you our rendezvous with the man himself. Okay,
Yes.
maybe you can start with telling us about yourself, your family, your birthplace. I'm sure people out there would like to know you as a person before they actually listen to your experience in initiating GMI.
I was born in a village at the foot of Gunung Jerai in a place called Yan, in a village called Kampung Aceh. Because everyone in the kampung were immigrants from Aceh. My grandfather fought against the Dutch under Chut Nyak Din. When Chut Nyak Din was captured by the Dutch, they escaped from Aceh to come out to the village. My grandfather, his brothers and sister escaped from Aceh to come to that village. And that village was full of people from Aceh. When small, my language was Aceh. We speak only Aceh. It's only when I went to the Malay school during the Japanese occupation that I learned to speak Malay.
Okay.
And I learned Malay and I learned Japanese in the 1944 in the Malay school in Yen, in Kedah, at the foot of Gunung Jerai. That's my background.
Okay, so you went to school there in Yan. You experienced the Japanese occupation here.
Yes. And in fact, one of the sports that we were to do, we stood in a circle and tried to push one another down or out. Sumo wrestling.
I see.
So as children, we have no idea what it was all about. We were told to push one another down or to push them out of the circle.
I see. That was one of the sports in school.
Yeah, in 1944.
Okay. All right. So after your primary school, your primary education, where did you go?
I went first to English school in Kulim. And then after that, I went to the Sultan Abdul Hamid College, Alostar.
Okay. All right. And then you pursued your studies.
I studied, set for my senior Cambridge, and after senior Cambridge, did my upper six, and was accepted to the University of Malaya at that time in Singapore.
In Singapore.
So in 1956, went to the Singapore University, and on graduation in 1957, worked as assistant district officer Sungai Petani.
I see. Okay. What were you studying in Singapore, Datuk?
Arts.
Arts.
art,
Okay.
history,
I
uh,
see.
and I was very interested in archaeology then. Went to do some digging in the old Kedah area, Muda in the uh, uh, where now they are digging 2,000-year-old temple sites in the Marbo Bujang Valley.
Yes. Okay.
So I was interested in that.
Did you find anything on site when you went there?
That we dig, we found stones, all sorts of things. All the walls of the old temple sites.
Temple, yes. Okay. Now, where did you meet your wife?
Oh, later. That one, I met her in Alostar.
Okay.
She was working in Alostar. That time I was already assistant
BO.
state secretary,
State
in
secretary.
Kedah,
Okay.
and I met her in Alostar.
Okay. So not long after that, you settled down.
After that, I left the Kedah State Civil Service,
Okay.
joined the Federal Civil Service,
Mm-hmm.
and volunteered during confrontation
Okay.
to go to Sarawak. So
Alright.
for 3 years during confrontation, I was in Sarawak doing mostly home affairs type of work, psychological warfare,
Okay.
and various other things to help the military and the police efforts against the Indonesians and against the communist terrorists in Sarawak.
I see. Okay. How many children do you have?
3.
3. Grandchildren?
4.
4. Okay, so they're all working right now.
No, my granddaughter is the only one working.
Oh, your granddaughters are not working. Okay. All right. Dato, you mentioned earlier that you used to speak Japanese. Do you still speak Japanese?
No, I didn't speak Japanese. We have standard 1 Malay school
Okay.
standard. Japanese after that, forget all over. Can't remember a single word.
Okay, so how many languages do you speak now?
I speak Malay, English, and of course, since I come from Aceh, I speak Aceh.
Are you are you conversant in Deutsch?
No, I understand a few words. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
Holland, Germany, I travel quite a bit.
Okay.
And I think I have been to more areas in Germany than even a lot of Germans.
Okay.
I have even been on the boat from Basel to Rotterdam in the River Rhine.
Okay.
4 nights on boat traveling down the river. So I know more parts of Germany than a lot of others. Especially when I started working as chief executive Rakyat First Merchant Bankers, where the owners of the bank was the Central Cooperative Bank of Malaysia, Bank Rakyat, Central Cooperative Bank of Germany, Deutsche Bank, and Central Cooperative Bank of Austria, General Central Bank. So, because of those banks, I visited their customers in Germany. The customers are villagers.
Okay.
Cooperative banks give loan to villagers in Germany. I travel all over in the villages in Germany. It's so strange. I told this story to a group of Germans before, that in one village I went, this was way back in 1986. One village I went asked me, which part of Africa is Malaysia in? The Germans, or when I told other Germans, they all laugh and laugh. They say, you really went to a real village in Germany who hasn't a clue where Malaysia was. I said, yeah. I made this speech when I addressed the APA conference, Asia Pacific Outsource Conference, where I invited 500 top German businessmen for that conference in Malaysia, and I gave a speech telling them the story of my visit to that village, and where they asked me which part of Africa is Malaysia in.
Okay, but I'm sure right now Malaysia is very well known in
Now,
Germany. Yeah.
at that time, you
yes.
just imagine those days, very little is known
Right.
about the world, and about the world, we know very little also.
Yes. Okay. All right, Dato'. We know that you wrote to Tun Mahathir, all right, with regards to setting up GMI. Now, how close were you to Tun Mahathir at that time?
Oh, I was close. Mahathir, during Japanese occupation, helped in a coffee shop in Pekan Rabu, Alostar. Next to the coffee shop is a stall that my father was trading in for the farmers. They got bakul, tika, mangkwang, and various things for people working in the paddy field.
Yes.
So next door to him was where Dr. Mahathir was.
Okay.
And later on, my brother worked in Pekan Rabu as well. And he was treasurer to Pekan Rabu Cooperative, where Dr. Mahathir was the president of Pekan Rabu Cooperative. So Dr. Mahathir has known me for a long time.
Okay, I'm sure he is also in the know of your family,
Yes.
right?
And he was so shocked. He was telling somebody, other ministers, one day. You see, I was so shocked when I heard his father talk. I said, bahasa apa tu? So they all said, dia bercakap bahasa Aceh. Then only he knew that is some language called Aceh during the Japanese occupation.
I see. Okay. All right. Now, do you still keep in touch with him now?
No, as I meet, as once in about 6 months, I drop in, send to his private secretary, how is he, and so on and so forth.
Okay. When was the last time you met? Or you spoke to him?
About 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
About 6 months ago.
Okay.
I went to see him in his office.
All right. Okay. We know that you are retired for quite some time from the civil service. What have you been up to after that? What have you been working on?
I am on board of various companies.
Okay.
So when I retired, I left the public quoted company. I left all the good paying companies. But from the very beginning, for the last 30, 40 years, I have been a director of Maersk Shipping. Maersk is the biggest shipping company in the world. The biggest container shipping company in the world is Maersk. I introduced them Port of Tanjung Pelepas, which now the Port of Tanjung Pelepas is the 16th biggest port in the world. And I suppose because of that, they still retain me as the director of Maersk Shipping, Malaysia. Then I revived a cooperative called Cooperative Shamlin. And until today, now I am the chairman of Koperasi Shamlin, with 22,000 members.
Okay.
So I'm chairman. Now, those are the only two companies that I am on.
Okay.
The rest.
Um,
And in as far as German is concerned, because of my connection with DG, Deutsche Genossenschaft Bank, they invited me to form Malaysian German Business Group
mhm,
way in 1988,
mhm,
and we were the pioneers of the Malaysian German Business Group,
mhm.
which became Malaysian German Chamber of Commerce Industry, GM, MGCC.
Alright.
And I have been the president for 8 times on the MGCC.
Mhm.
And when I wanted to retire, he said, no, we honor you by making you an honorary member of the chamber. I'm now honorary member of MGCC.
Okay. That would be a lifetime membership, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I was very active in the Commonwealth, Royal Commonwealth Society,
Okay.
Malaysia.
Mhm.
And I have been president of Royal Commonwealth Society of Malaysia, RCS, for 16 years. And when I retired,
Mhm.
they made me patron of RCS Malaysia. And I have organized 2 Royal Commonwealth Society International Conference in Colombo, and attended all sorts of Commonwealth, International Commonwealth Society meetings. Twice in London,
Mhm.
I was presented to Her Majesty the Queen,
Okay.
and with photos, and I can't find the photos.
Oh,
I could. I was looking for the photos of me with the Queen in Royal Commonwealth Society London. I
Mhm.
can't find.
Okay. Maybe one day if we can drop by your house, we can help you find the photos. Would that be
Can't.
possible?
I look and look, but I have the photos in the MGCC,
I see. Okay.
because twice MGCC interviewed me. Once the German government interviewed me.
Mhm.
So I have a story in 50 years anniversary of Malaysia-German relationship. 2 things that I am interested, I couldn't find. One is a photo with me and the Queen,
Okay.
and the other was a photo of me marching in the Seoul Olympic Stadium.
Okay.
I went to Seoul Olympic Stadium
Mhm.
and also marched in Barcelona Olympic Stadium. I was then president of Amateur Swimming Union of Malaysia.
Okay.
So, on 2 occasions, I had 2 beautiful photos which I treasure. But there's so many people borrowing the photos now I can't find.
Okay.
Because my family has been involved in swimming. My second daughter was a national swimmer,
Okay.
and she swam in World School Game in Nice, France,
Mhm.
in Melbourne,
Mhm.
and Guangzhou, China,
Right.
and in Bombay.
Mhm.
She's now swimming in the Straits of Malacca. She swims off Penang Island, and off Langkawi Island, and off the Pulau Redang. She swims in Pulau Redang across.
Mhm.
My first daughter is a judge, synchronized swimming judge for the Olympics. She judged in the Rio Olympics.
Mhm.
She judged in all sorts of Olympics. She is a technical officer of FINA, Federation International de Natation, Swimming Federation. She is a world judge on synchronized swimming.
Very amazing and impressive.
Uh-huh.
A family of swimmers.
I was president. And then my son was swimmer, but he was interested in rugby.
Okay.
And once he was the coach of the Malaysian women's rugby team.
Okay.
She chose the women's rugby team to Thailand and to Hong Kong. So mine is a family of
sportsmen and sportswomen. Okay, that's very good to know. What other sports are you into, Datuk?
When I was at school, also I was in gymnast. I was boxing, but nothing much. I was a school gymnast.
Oh, okay. You were a boxer?
No, at school only.
Only at school.
I was a raga player. I
see.
played rugby for the University of Malaya in Singapore.
Okay.
I played rugby for Kedah State. Even when I was assistant state secretary Kedah, I played raga for Kedah State.
Okay. Right. So at state level, right?
Yeah.
And university level.
Yeah.
Okay. You were very active, and I'm sure right now you are you're still very healthy, right? We can see that you are.
I can walk.
Busy going around, at what you're 85 this year?
85.
Yeah. I'm sure your younger days have actually contributed to your health.
My knee, they operate my knee.
I see. Okay.
So now walking is a problem.
Okay.
Because of the knee being operated on.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. What is your typical day like at home?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Reading.
You read.
Nothing. Yeah.
What kind of
all sorts of things.
Okay.
All sorts of things.
But novels apart from news, I'm sure. You read novels or
all sorts.
Who is your favorite author?
No, I read just about anything.
You read just about anything. Okay. All right. Now, let's go into you and GMI. Okay. All right. What is it that triggered you to ideate GMI?
Okay. It all started with my sister-in-law, that means my wife's sister, married a German technician who came to Malaysia to help in teaching children. And then I started technician. Suddenly, when they got married, he said, I need to earn some money. Shell appointed him. Because he said, I am a Meister. I said, what's a Meister? Later I found out Meister is Master Craftsman. So Master Craftsman is a very great value. So after having learned that and having seen how the borrowers of DG, the rifles and banks in Germany, do their work, I found out that in Germany, skill training is the most important thing in Germany. So having learned all that, when I became president of Malaysian Business Group, I pushed the Germans to bring the skill training to Malaysia. They said, no, because you have no infrastructure for the skill training that we have in Germany. But what we'll do is we give you 5 lecturers and machines.
Okay.
So they give to me. So I had to think in terms of an organization that can take it. I look around and came to the conclusion, Mara. Because Mara is the only organization then that does skill training. They were teaching people how to repair motorcycle, how to repair radios, how to do to make coats and shirts and dresses, how to do hair dressing, how to do batik. They are on skills.
Right.
The rest are all classroom type work. So the government then, if you said, go and talk to Dr. Mate. That's why I went to talk to him and told him. So he gave the letter to approval that we work under Mara. When he asked me, where do you want to have? I said, I don't need building. I need only go down. Say, why? Because 70% of their work is machines. Classroom only 30%. So any go down to Bina. So we got the go down in Shabalin, Perkasa. There they have some go down. So we set up GMI there.
Okay.
That's why the letter by Dr. Made.
Maybe you can show us the letter for the camera.
Yeah. After you take the good one from the office.
Yeah.
You take the good one from the office.
Maybe you can hold this up, Doctor. Dato'? Okay. All right. So this is the letter, right?
By Dr. Made
By Dr. Mahathir.
to me.
Okay. All right. So that is what Dr. Mahathir has signed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Salam hormat.
Signature by
Dr. Mahathir.
Dr. Made to me.
All right. Okay.
Approving the setting up of a technical institute, joint venture, Mara, and the Germans.
Okay. All right.
So, and from that onward, I have been concentrating a lot of my time on GMI, getting the German companies, getting the Germans from Germany to visit and so on and so forth, and built it up to such a high level. And I've been boasting that every single one from GMI has a job. And one politician who wants to make GMI a university, I oppose, because I said, university, there are too many unemployed, but GMI, everybody is employed.
Yes.
It's something that I feel very proud of.
Okay. Definitely. Even our graduates data shows that they find employment within the first 6 months upon completion of studies. All right. Earlier on you mentioned that the Germans sent 5 of their teachers here for the setting up of GMI, right? Okay. In what area were
I don't know. All technical.
are all
They're all technical. I have very little knowledge of the technical
I
aspect.
see. Okay.
I'm a doer,
Mhm.
an implementer, an ideas man, rather than technical detail.
Okay. So you succeeded in getting the project going,
Yes.
right? That means the setting up, the implementation, but you do not get yourself involved in the operations,
Nope.
correct? Okay.
I do not interfere.
Right.
That's my strength is I don't interfere.
Okay.
I leave professionals to do the job.
All right. That's very very good. That is how it should be, right? Let the professionals do their work, correct? Okay. Now, after 30 years, how do you see GMI? I mean, so far, what is your impression of GMI after 3 decades of your effort?
I see GMI is way up there. But the nation, the government, does not recognize the strengths of GMI. That's sad. And many times I have asked that GMI can do many things. GMI is the best place to help Malaysian government, the industry on IR4. IR 4.0 means one, a new way of doing things. Two, upgrading the skill of workers. Three, bring in new machinery. GMI is the best place. New machinery, upscaling, and we have our lecturers here to help. Use us. Use us for IR 4.0 as British Malaysia Institute, French Malaysia Institute. We are the best place. You have the skills here. Who is better to do IR 4.0 rather than our three colleges? Because we have the lecturers, we have the skills, we have the machinery, and we have the connection. We have the connection with all the German manufacturers on machines. At this moment, you have a few 100,000 unemployed graduates. We can help them. Use our place as classroom to teach them two things. One, introduction to computer. Two, introduction to accounting. If they have 3 months, at the most 6 months, introduction, they will be grabbed by the private sector because these people are very intelligent people. They have graduated.
Yeah.
The fact they have graduated means they have brain upstairs, but they don't have the skills that is needed in the industry.
True.
Two skills they need. One is computer knowledge, and the other is accounting knowledge. We can offer them. GMI can offer because they have the brains. We need people with brains. We give them some skills. Introduction to computer. Introduction to accounting. Finish. That's all. 3 months, at the most 6 months. They'll be grabbed by all the private sector. We have the strength. We and our brother colleges have the strength. So use us.
But so far, that has not materialized.
Nope.
Correct. Okay.
IR4 is the one that is very important. That is needed in the industry. That has not materialized either.
Okay. So how do you see any ways that we can actually materialize that? I mean, like currently, like you mentioned just now, with the influx of unemployed graduates, do you see how GMI can actually support the nation quickly?
No, I tell government, look, you pay a small allowance to 30 to 50 unemployed graduates so that they can pay the cost of learning computer, of learning in, accounting. That's all. We will get the lecturers here. We have a place, we have everything. 1, 2, in IR 4.0, we tell the private sector, hey, we have this. will send our lecturers to your factories and see how it is. Can we help? That's all.
Okay, so right, so we can actually pursue the
Two things, sir.
the two things, and one of it is actually staff attachment at industry, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is that a practice in German industries, staff attachment, from your
don't know.
experience?
I don't know. In Germany, you see, Germany and the rest of the world is different.
Mhm.
In Germany,
Mhm.
business is run
Mhm.
by the chambers. That means a foreign chamber of commerce industry. They have national chamber of commerce.
Mhm.
In every city, every town, they have a chamber. And the chambers organize all this.
Mhm.
They have meetings within the chambers. And the chambers is the one that move forward, not government.
Yes.
Government doesn't bother on business. This is something that the rest of the world do not know. In Germany, it's the chambers that does all the business. So Germany is way ahead of every other country because the chambers are moving.
So you're saying in Germany the chambers coordinate and organize all
Yes.
the business activities?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
It's a second government.
Mhm.
The chambers is a second government.
All right.
Second government.
All right.
On business is the chamber, not government.
Okay. So unlike in Germany, it's quite difficult to have that kind of initiatives, involving the industry, full force initiatives involving the industry and the institution because of the way things are run here.
We last time somehow or other don't had this organization. Every 3 months, we had a meeting from International Chambers of Commerce and Industry plus Malaysian Chamber of Commerce and Industry with Chief Secretary to government.
Okay.
So we sat down, talk of problems, how to solve problems. We are interested in how to solve problems. And this moved on very well until Ahmad Saji, then the chairman, retired and Tun retired. It was fantastic meeting because we were solving various problems faced by the industry. Because we had a regular meeting every 3 months. We have a meeting between the chambers and the practitioners in government. And Rafida picked it up. When she picked up, she had every budget meeting, invite all chambers to discuss with her. We discuss with her so she can put our problems straight to the budget committee. This was done very well under Rafida. In fact, Rafida knows what it is all about. That when we had a delegation to go to Germany, she called me, Hassal, you lead the delegation. So I led the delegation of 100 over Malaysian to Germany. I was the chief. Led the delegation to Germany. And when the delegation from Germany came here, I led the delegation here because she wants the president of Malaysian German Chamber to lead. To such an extent, when Dr. Mother wanted to go to Germany to meet German businessmen, I was called up and said, also organize. So I organized Dr. Mahathir's visit to Germany to Hanover Fair. Hanover Fair is the biggest computer trade fair in the world. So I brought Dr. Mahathir to Hanover Fair. I had 80 top German businessmen meeting Dr. Mahathir. Dr. Mahathir was so happy because the first time he met so many top businessmen. But this is something that I have been doing. I organized, in fact, when Germany became united, I pushed forward for the concept of German businessmen should visit Asia. So, under call, we formed APA conference,
Right.
Asia Pacific Ausschuss. That means Asia Pacific Committee, chaired by the chairman of German Chamber of Commerce, the Siemens. He chaired. So when we had the APA conference in Malaysia, I chaired the Malaysian one, he chaired. So I opened 500 top German businessmen in Kuala Lumpur, and I organized it here. It was done, very well done.
All right. How do you see that? How do you see GMI in, let's say, 20 years' time?
I should continue as it is, but it should have greater connection with the German Chamber of Commerce. I had this before. When under Dr. Mahathir, I could get the treasury to allow me to organize purchase of machines from Germany by negotiation. So I used the chamber to connect German manufacturers. And German manufacturers were so happy. They connect us and they give us very special discount. That we used to buy machines, latest machines from Germany at a discount because the Germans use us to show the rest what their machines are like.
Right.
So they gain, we gain.
So how can you revive that connection? I'm sure right now you
Easy. Government must agree with me that GMI connect the German manufacturers through MGCC and Chambers of Commerce and Industry in Germany. That's all. Agreed. We deal direct negotiation because the price will be so much cheaper.
Yes.
And we'll have the latest machines. We used to have latest machine from Germany.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you were saying you are currently trying to revive that connection, right? How do you define success for GMI?
The fact that every single one that comes out from here gets a job. That's all. That's all.
Very straightforward.
Straightforward. We are teaching people skills.
Right.
So that they can be employed. The fact that they leave this place and gets employed, total success.
Good. Yes.
I'm very simple. What's education all about? So that they can move the next step.
Right.
What's the next step? Being able to be employed to support their family, their wife and children. The fact when they live here, they get employed. And how much is between them and the private sector? Nothing to do with that. What is most important? They are employed.
Yes. So that actually comes back to the original objective of GMI.
Yes.
Or GMI setup, right?
Yes.
We are actually the stepping stone for these graduates to actually get a stable life out there.
Yes.
All right, with the almost immediate employment.
Yes.
Upon completion of studies.
Yes.
Right, very straightforward. Okay, so what would your advice be to someone who plans to study at GMI. Maybe that person is like contemplating, should I study at GMI or should I go somewhere else? What would be your advice, or how would you convince that person to be here?
My advice is this: the most important thing in life is the next step, that you are able to support yourself, your wife, and your children. That's all. That's all. Then GMI provides that once you live here, you can earn something to support yourself, your wife, and children. How much depends on you. How lucky you are, what type of industry you are in, and so on and so forth. 2, however, if you want to go further, go to a university after here. There are so many places that you can do your degree. Another 2 years, at the most 3 years, you get your degree. But you already are employable.
Yes.
Up to you. You want to go in degree? Go. You want to go and do until PhD? Go. But the most important is you have an employment. Basic.
Okay, Dato', when we talk about further studies, further education, and in relation to German education, do you feel that GMI is able to provide the Meister program? I mean, like in Germany, they have a special certification for master craftsmen. Can we do that here?
Yeah, we
at GMI?
can. We can, but we must be concentrated on what we want to do. We want to do a master program. I think MGCC has organized it. They organize it with the industry, how to move from hours to master program. A master program is just like a master's. Not a degree, but a master's. It's between a master and a PhD level. That's a master. It's all about. So become master craftsman. I give an example. My brother-in-law, who is a master, is allowed to sign a certificate for his work, accepted by all insurance companies, because the word master is recognized. His welding certificate is recognized. Is recognized by all the certification authorities, TUV, and all recognize a master certificate.
Okay. All right. Now, we have some medals here in front. Maybe you could tell us what these are that have been
These are all
awarded to you.
long time.
Yeah.
That's the first one I
Okay,
got.
this is the first one you got. Okay.
That's I got from Malaysian government
All right.
years ago. KMN, Kesatria Mangkunagara, that I got.
What year was that?
1972.
Okay, this one was
Federal government.
federal
Agung.
government. All right.
And then this one is state government. Governor Pulau Pinang gave me
Yeah. Okay. This one.
Datukship, DSPN,
Okay. All right.
in 1979.
1979.
This one by the
And
German
this one?
government. German government.
German government. For your involvement.
For my involvement
Uh-huh.
in the chamber of business.
So these are for your contribution locally as well as your involvement, your solid involvement with the German government, German chambers, right? Okay, so all right, Dato', so maybe you can share with us a bit. How did the name German-Malaysian Institute come about? Were you the one who came up with that name?
No, that name I don't choose.
No.
German-Malaysian GMI, I didn't choose the name. I didn't choose the name. All I'm interested is an organization.
Right.
So I suppose
Do you remember how the name
I
came about?
can't remember how it became German-Malaysian.
So we don't really know how the German-Malaysian Institute
No.
name originated.
All I know is the German GTZ. GTZ then. I don't know what it is, the name now. Before it was called GTZ, now I don't know what
No,
the
it's
name.
GIZ.
Huh?
GIZ. now.
GIZ.
Yeah.
GIZ. I used to go to GTZ office when it was in Bonn.
Okay.
I used to go there very often to discuss with chief CEO of GTZ various issues. That's how I got all this. It's my close connection with the German people. So once we get that, that's all.
Okay.
I don't go into politics. Do I go into? I say, you set up. Because I don't interfere. It worked very well.
Yes.
The professionals do their job. Busybody like me, help them. That's all.
Okay. Right. Okay. Apart from the setting up of GMI itself and seeing GMI in operation, what is one other moment that you enjoyed most during your involvement in GMI?
Showing off what GMI can do. I remember when one big German company came. He wants to set up an office manufacturing either in Malaysia or in Thailand. I showed them GMI. He said, I'll come to Malaysia. I can't remember what happened then, because by that time we had various problems, the political problems in the country. But those days, every time organization from Germany comes here, I am involved because MGCC always invite me to meet them. Those days, at least 14, 15 delegations from Germany came to Malaysia. And the German ambassadors were very close to me. In fact, ambassadors are all very close to me. My house, Hari Raya, becomes an open house. I would invite 30 to 40 ambassadors to my house because the German connection. Then the Royal Commonwealth Society connection. I have 30 members of the Royal Commonwealth, of the Commonwealth, and I host, every year I host Commonwealth Day. And I invite 30 to 40 Commonwealth ambassadors. So in my house, Hari Raya, I have 30 to 40 ambassadors coming to my house for Hari Raya. They all come and laugh and joke and so on and so forth.
No strict protocol, huh?
No protocol.
More of a casual gathering.
Very
Yes,
casual.
Yes, yes.
Very casual. Now for the last 3 years, I did not have an open house because
Yes, because of
COVID
yes.
and because I have a bypass. Now no more.
Oh, when did you have your bypass?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. So we see now that you are
Yeah, because the
recovering
doctor
well.
said
Mhm.
after the bypass, I said, don't go out. Doctor said, don't go out. See, because see, the COVID
Yes.
will attack those who are weak,
Mm-hmm.
and you are weak.
Yes, very true.
Plus, you have diabetes. I'm
Mhm.
diabetic,
Okay.
so I don't go out,
Right.
and I don't go out at all. Very dull. But to go out also, where do you go?
Mm. Yes, a lot of places are not open at that time. Right?
Yes.
I feel that you should slow down maybe right now, like the doctor's advice, because for so long you have actively contributed, to the nation, to the chambers, right? To GMI in particular.
Two more, which I have talked to a professor. One is, why not we invite Huawei
Okay.
to come into GMI,
Mhm.
see what they can do to help. Huawei is the most respected, the biggest IT company in the world. That the Americans block them everywhere.
Mhm.
They can do many things
Yes.
because they are the one who started 5G.
Okay.
And 5G is fantastic in Germany now. In China now, 2 million 5G stations all over the country.
Okay.
America said no Huawei. So the British, the Germans and so got to stop using Huawei machines. So I invite Huawei to come here. I told him. So we have not met Huawei yet. To ask Huawei whether they would like to invest in Malaysia on chips industry. The world is so short of chips now. I had persuaded before Infineon to invest in Kulim High Tech Park. So I said, why not we invite Huawei to invest Kulim High Tech Park? Because at that time, Dr. Mahathir told me, Kulim High Tech Park guaranteed no electricity cut. That's why I got Infineon to move. I told Rafida I want Infineon to go there. So Rafida agreed. So now if I can invite Huawei to go to Kulim High Tech Park, it would be fantastic. Because I was involved from the very beginning in Penang with bringing in industry to Penang. I was State Financial Officer of Penang, and under Lim Chong Yu, we got Intel to move to Penang. Grove, the inventor of Intel, came. Initially, they thought, chip industry up to Hong Kong only. So Chong Yu said, let's train our people. So we got somebody to teach us how to do chips. Then we invite Intel Grove. They say, these native women can do chips. So he set up Intel, first Intel set up in 1972. I was 1972, and he drove his car. Grove drove his car in the paddy field in the airport, paddy field, and got stuck there. They got a photo of Grove car stuck in Pennyfield in Intel now as a history of how Intel came to Malaysia. After Intel came, everybody else came. The Japanese came, the Germans came, everybody came. Then when I was president of Municipal Council of Provincial Sea, I invited investors to come, and including Toray of Japan. I had 9 different types of factories from Toray, from making fiber, weaving, making cloth, making dye stuff, making clothing. 9 factories. I was so close to the Toray group that I persuaded them to build me a swimming pool. They built a swimming pool for me, a $2 million swimming pool, Olympic size, in Butterworth. And how I did that was, I got the Penang Pewter Company to build. I have a design swimming design out of pewter. So I brought a pewter swimming pool to Japan, presented it to president of Toray Group. The only swimming pool made of pewter in the world is in his office in Japan. He was so happy. He gave me $2 million to build a swimming pool. So I've been doing all sort of funny thing in order to build up industry in Butterworth and in Penang. So I have been involved in industry in Penang and so.
Okay, Dato', you have traveled to so many places,
Yes.
right, throughout your lifetime. Is there any place that you wish to go to, but you've not been there?
Yes, I want to go. My wife and I want to go to the railway, Trans-Siberian Railway,
Okay.
from Leningrad to Moscow to Beijing through the various areas that I want to go. That's my dream. And in fact, I have bought the ticket already.
Oh.
Suddenly, I had to chair the APA conference in Kuala Lumpur. So because I had already paid, I lost my money to go to Leningrad, my wife and I. So I had to organize the APA conference here. That is one dream I want to do. Through Mongolia, maybe out of this world.
Okay, so when do you expect to actually, fulfill that dream?
When I have some money, like now I have no money. Very expensive.
Okay, all right. Okay, Dato', I think we've come to the end of the interview session. You have shared so much with us today. A lot of the things, personal information about you that we never knew before this. Things like how good a swimmer you are, you were, your children are, and other finer details of your involvement in the chambers.
Lots more.
Okay.
I didn't tell you about Africa.
Okay. Maybe you should tell us now.
Okay. I have been up the Senegal River
Okay.
in Senegal, Dakar, Senegal, up to the desert to look at the phosphate mine, which were given to us by the president of Senegal.
All right.
But his son was greedy. He wanted more money. And since we thought he is going to lose the election, we stopped. So otherwise, we will have the second biggest phosphate mine in the world. The Chinese were very interested. They want. 2, one of the conference, international conference on Royal Commonwealth Society, I invited Vice President of South Sudan.
Okay.
Because I said to him, you come, I will introduce you to Commonwealth. And on your Independence Day, you will have 37 countries recognizing you. So the President of South Sudan sent the Vice President to Kuala Lumpur to attend my conference. Then I was invited, I was the VVIP guest for the independence of South Sudan. I was in South Sudan watching the handover of South Sudan to South Sudan to America, the president. The vice president was so happy. He gave me huge area. Take that, turn it into wild game reserve. Another tribal chief, the third tribal chief, said, okay, I give you my soldiers. So I was given about 300 soldiers, guerrillas, to take care of my world wildlife. Then what happened? President and Vice President fought. So I came back here. I don't have that land. But until today, the ADC to the Vice President still WhatsApp me.
Okay.
His latest, he said, I'm now a Brigadier General. Ding. So he still sent to me. Why do you want? Well, they've been asking me for weapons. Mana aku cari duit mau beli weapons for them to fight against the... So I have been to South Sudan, I have been to Kenya, I have been to Nigeria, I have been to Ghana. I've been quite a bit.
Okay. And I'm sure your experience there, has actually, opened up your perspective, of the nation here. What more we can achieve, and how much more we can improve and venture into, right? Okay. All right, Dato'. So, thank you very much. We have come to the end of this very informative and informative session with you. All right. We've heard a lot of stories, your stories of your involvement outside and inside the country. Okay. And on behalf of GMI, we would like to thank you so much for initiating and setting up GMI from the very beginning. We wish you the best of health. Take good care of yourself, and hope to see you around GMI.
Thank you.